My name is Mohamed Azab. I'm an Endeavor entrepreneur, Endeavor mentor and Endeavor board member as of last year in Egypt. I'm the CEO of Saha Capital. It's a healthcare private equity firm based out of Cairo. First of all, I owe this to Endeavor. So I participated in the 1-week scale-up program at Harvard a couple of years ago. It was like 70 entrepreneurs from all around the world, from Latin America, from the Middle East, Southeast Asia. It was a fantastic experience, and during that time I've met the professor, Professor Richard. He's also a big supporter of Endeavor. We met over lunch, and then later on I met him a few months ago during the ISP in Marrakesh in Morocco. So we met for a second time, we clicked again, and we built on the discussion that we had while I met him during my first course at Harvard. However, later on, also through Endeavor, I got accepted at the OPM program, which is the Owners President Management Program at Harvard. It's for CEOs and global CEOs. It was a fantastic, it's still a fantastic experience. It's a 3-year program that we attend almost like 3 weeks every year. It's like 160 CEOs from 40 countries, and during that time I also had interviews with Professor Richard, and we met a few times to discuss about my business. He liked it, he wanted to show somebody from Africa in healthcare, so that's how we clicked, and went quite well. First of all, we need a lot of inspiring stories. Again, I don't believe, I'm one of the best around. I think I'm doing pretty well, but I think there's so many entrepreneurs doing much better than me that need to be shown as inspiring stories in Egypt, in the region, in the Middle East, in Africa in general. We have a very hard time working in developing markets. I grew my business during 2 revolutions and months of curfews. It's very tough times. So from one side, we need to show the world and show students and show entrepreneurs and investors there's so many opportunities in Africa, and yet at the same time, it is very hard. So but again, it's the higher the risk, the higher the reward. So I think we need to be represented mostly out of Egypt, out of Africa, and showing the world through HBS business cases that you don't only see from the news that the very sad stories, the terrorism and all these civil wars. There's a very good angle. A lot of Arab, African entrepreneurs are doing a great job, and I think we need to be represented more. And I hope I'm just the beginning, and I would love to see 10 more cases coming out of HBS on other Egyptians, Africans, and Arabs in the region. For me, this whole course and the experience, it's again you're part of something much bigger than you, and the more you interact with other entrepreneurs, the more inspired you are, and the more you raise the bar high. So for me, it's like I had a certain goal, but I go to Harvard, and the goal is much higher. I become a Harvard alumni, and next year, putting my mark in Harvard Business School as probably one of the very few Egyptians that you have business cases on. So for me, it's huge, and I'll be going to Cambridge and Boston in April 21st, and this will be the first time Professor Richard teaches the case on Saha Capital and myself. So it's really fantastic, and I really can't wait to be on the other side. It will be really a very good experience. I'm looking forward for that.